Alright, welcome to our surface area level 4 video. And I actually said the level correctly this time. Fantastic. Now, in our very first example, we want to find the surface area of the cylinder below. And so in this video, we are going to focus exclusively on the surface area of cylinders. Now, we can always think of a cylinder basically as the same as a prism with just a few minor twists. So I'm still going to write out my original formula, which is the surface area is the perimeter times the height plus 2 times the area of the base. But in this case, we're going to have to make a few substitutions. So we know that the perimeter of a circle is actually the circumference, which is really 2 pi r. And we know that the area of the base is going to equal pi r squared. So in this regard, a lot of students feel like the perimeter or area of a circle is more difficult. Once you master this in terms of pi, in my opinion, it actually becomes a lot more simple. So let's write the surface area is equal to, and instead of perimeter, we're going to write 2 pi r times the height, there's that h, plus 2 times pi r squared. And look, once again, I understand this looks a little daunting at first, but let me show you how easy this is. So we're going to say that our surface area is equal to 2 pi parentheses. We come back over here, we know our radius is 2 times our height, which we know is 7, plus 2 pi times, once again, our radius was 2 squared. And let's start simplifying that. We know that 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 7 is 28. And so we're going to write 28 pi, and we're going to leave that just like that. Plus, we know that 2 squared, well, let's see, 2 squared is equal to 4. And so we know 4 times 2 is going to be 8 pi. And already y'all can tell that we go from this ridiculously long-looking equation to, in one simple step, this very nice, neat equation right here. Now, what is 28 plus 8? Well, that gives us 36 pi. And look, if you want to find that decimal, type in your calculator. Type in 36 pi. You'll get the decimal. But the best answer you can possibly write is this right here, leaving it in terms of pi. And let me write that down. In terms of pi. Now let me go ahead and let's turn on over to our second example. So if you need to pause this to write down the notes, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to go ahead and clear this off. And let's start writing out example 2. And once again, I guess I'll use the inverse colors. So for my example 2, and I'm always going to abbreviate this problem to kind of speed things up, I'm just going to write find the surface area. And we're going to find the surface area of this cylinder right here. Make it a little bit shorter. And we'll say that this radius, let's go ahead and say that that is 7 centimeters. And let's say that that height is going to be, say, 13 centimeters. We'll use some funky numbers here. Now, we know that our original formula is the surface area is equal to the perimeter times the height plus 2 times the area of the base. But we're going to make this substitution because perimeter is really circumference. When we're talking about this circle, we're saying, hey, how far around the circle does this go? And we can use 2 pi r as our formula for the circumference. Now let me go ahead and switch to a nicer color. Okay, we can go with this nice purple. So I'm going to write this surface area is equal to our perimeter, which we said we would use 2 pi r times h, which is our height, plus 2 times, and we know that the area of a base, well, in this case, our base was a circle. Shame on me for not shading that in our previous problem. And the area of our base is going to be pi r squared. Now, once again, I know this looks like a nasty formula, but as we plug things in and simplify, it becomes very simple. So we have 2 pi times our radius is going to be 7 times our height, which is 13, plus 2 pi, and we know once again our radius is going to be 7 squared. So let's write this out. We'll say the surface area is equal to, and we know that we have 2 times 7 times 13. Well, 2 times 7, that's going to give us 14, and 14 times 13, I'm going to have to reach for my calculator here, as I would imagine a lot of y'all would as well. And we'll say, okay, so we have 14 times 13, and that's going to give us 182 pi. Plus, here we have 7 squared, and let me just go ahead and write this out now that I have more space. So I'll write 2 pi, and we know that 7 squared is really 7 times 7, that's going to be 49, so I'll draw a little arrow there. And we're going to say, hey, our surface area is equal to 182 pi plus, well, we're going to do 2 times 49. And we know that 2 times 49 will give us 98 pi. And since these both have a pi, it's just like adding like terms. So we can do 182 plus 98. And we're going to get our final answer is 280 pi. And I forgot my label last time. That would be 280 pi centimeters squared. Once again, if you want the decimal, plug in your calculator. 280 times pi. But this right here is the best answer. And we say that this is, once again, in terms of pi. Alright, well, I hope this helps. Good luck on this final practice. And I'll see you on our next video.